Sinead O'Connor, born was December 8, 1966 to 26 July 2023. Today they are called by this name Shuhada Sadaqat. Known by her birth name, was an Irish singer and musician. Her debut studio album, The Lion and the Cobra, was released in 1987 and charted internationally. Her second studio album, I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got, 1990, received glowing reviews upon release and became her biggest success, selling over 7 million copies worldwide. Its lead single, Nothing Compares to You, written by Prince, was named the #1 world single in 1990 by the Billboard Music Awards. She released 10 studio albums, 1992's Am I Not Your Girl? And 1994's Universal Mother both went gold in the UK, 2000's Faith and Courage received gold status in Australia, and 2005's Throw Down Your Arms went gold in Ireland. Her work also includes songs for films, collaborations with many other artists, and appearances at charity fundraising concerts. Her 2021 memoir Rememberings was a bestseller. Throughout her music career, she had been unabashedly honest about her spiritual journey, activism, socio-political views, as well as her trauma and mental health struggles. In 1999, she was ordained as a priest by the Latin Tridentan Church, a sect that is not recognized by the mainstream Catholic Church. She consistently spoke out on issues related to child abuse, human rights, anti-racism, organized religion, and women's rights. In 2017, O'Connor changed her name to Magda DeWitt. After converting to Islam in 2018, she changed it to Shuhada Sadaqat. However, she continued to record and perform under her birth name. On July 26, 2023, O'Connor's family announced through an official statement that she had died at the age of 56, keeping the causes of her death undisclosed. Subscribe my channel before going further in the video. Like, comment, share your friends and family. Yılmaz Gruda, July 14, 1930 to July 25, 2023, was a Turkish actor, poet, playwright, and translator. A graduate of Ankara Commerce High School, Gruda worked as a government officer and became famous in 1950s when his poems were published in various journals. In 1956, he started acting by joining Sep Theater and continued his career at Kukuk Theater, a branch of the Ankara State Theater. He then worked at the Ankara Maiden Stage and Nisa Serezli acting community. He briefly returned to his job in the government and worked as an engineer. He then managed the Muammer Karaca Theater. Together with Attila İlhan, he started the period of Blue movement in Turkish poetry. Elements of traditional Turkish theater and Anton Chekhov's influence is clearly seen in Gruda's works, who also wrote and translated theater plays. Gruda has published his poems and plays in a series of books. He also continues to appear in movies and TV series. Gruda, who had been experiencing health problems for a while, died on July 25, 2023 at the age of 93. Bo Goldman. Robert Bo Goldman, September 10, 1932 to July 25, 2023, was an American screenwriter and playwright. He received 2 Academy Awards for his screenplays of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, 1975, and Melvin and Howard, 1980. Goldman was mentored by Fred Coe, the D.W. Griffith of dramatic television, and became part of the twilight of the Golden Age, associate producing and script editing Coe's prestigious Playhouse 90s, Days of Wine and Roses, directed by a young John Frankenheimer, The Plot to Kill Stalin starring Eli Wallach, and Horton Foote's Old Man. Goldman went on to himself produce and write for public television on the award-winning Net Playhouse. After working together at Net, Burt Lancaster encouraged Goldman to try his hand at screenwriting, which resulted in an early version of Shoot the Moon. The script became Goldman's calling card, and he would soon be known for some of the best screenplays of the 1970s and 80s. Goldman lived near Rockland, Maine, with his daughter, Serena, and son-in-law, filmmaker Todd Field. Goldman died in Helendale, California, on July 25, 2023, at the age of 90. Brad Houser. John Bradley Houser, September 7, 1960 to July 24, 2023, was an American bass guitar, baritone saxophone, and bass clarinet player, originally from Dallas, Texas. He was a co-founding member of the New Bohemians, later to become known as Edie Brickell and New Bohemians. He also co-founded Critters Buggin' of Seattle, Washington, with fellow New Bohemian Matt Chamberlain, Mike Dillon, and Skerrick. In 2006 he stated, "In Austin I play with the Patrice Pike Band, Steve Wiedemeyer, Colin Brooks, Oliver Rajamani, Zydeco Blanco, and the Summer Wardrobe." In 2008 he could be seen playing with Mingtones, Laura Scarborough, and Boombox ATX in Austin, Texas. Boombox ATX debut Feel the Boombox was released 2007. Houser is credited on recordings by other Austin-based artists such as Amy Bobrick, 2006, OHN, 2005, and Mastica, 2002. He rejoined members of Critters Buggin' for Black Frame Solar Allergy, 2003, and for Stampede, 2005. In 2006 he reunited with Edie Brickell and New Bohemians to release Stranger Things. Also Houser toured with Skerrick and Mike Dillon. In October 2009 the trio released a CD Bewildered Herd. Houser also co-designed the line of bass guitars with Reverend Guitars named the Brad Houser 5. In January 2019, Houser unveiled a new collaboration with Reverend Guitars, the Reverend Bass Houser Fatfish 32. Houser died from a stroke on July 24, 2023, at the age of 62. Andreas Tsoukalas, January 9, 1963 to July 25, 2023, was a Greek musician, composer, songwriter, and music producer who translated Sealed with a Kiss under the title Antio for his second LP and CD Mia Kainuria Mera by LYRA Records. His official music page on Facebook was Andreas Tsoukalas on Facebook, and his official MySpace page was Andreas Tsoukalas on MySpace. In 1994, his second album Mia Kainuria Mera was released by Lyra Music Company, signing all the songs as a musician, lyrics musing, and a singer. His second album has known similar success, and it was immediately included in top 10 of the radios and of the top sales. In this album Antio, the Greek arrangement of Sealed with a Kiss is included. The songs that have been spotted out from the same CD are Antio, Sugnomi, Mia Kainuria Mera, Peripides. Tsoukalas died at the age of 60 on July 25, 2023. Mercedes Aragones de Juarez. Mercedes Mariana Nina Aragones de Juarez, September 12, 1926 to July 25, 2023, was an Argentine politician who was governor of Santiago del Estero province from 2002 to 2004. The wife of longtime governor and local caudillo Carlos Arturo Juarez, Aragones was the last head of a provincial state in Argentina removed from office through federal intervention. Mercedes Aragones de Juarez was born on September 12, 1926. She was the second ever woman to serve as governor of a province in Argentina, and the first in Santiago del Estero. She assumed office upon the resignation of Governor Carlos Arturo Diaz, E.S., in whose ticket Aragones had been elected as vice governor. In 2004, facing numerous accusations of corruption and embezzlement, she was removed from office by President Nestor Kirchner through federal intervention, a constitutional mechanism wherein the federal government of Argentina can intervene in a provincial government. In addition to the governorship, she held the positions of National Deputy representing Santiago del Estero, Minister of Women's Affairs, and President of the provincial chapter of the Female Peronist Party. Aragones de Juarez died on July 25, 2023, at the age of 96. Willie Nepomuceno, July 8, 1948 to July 26, 2023, was a Filipino impersonator and satirist best known for his impersonation of political personalities, especially Philippine presidents such as Ferdinand Marcos, Fidel V. Ramos, Joseph Estrada, Benigno Aquino III, and Rodrigo Duterte, as well as actors such as Fernando Poe Jr. and Dolphy. Nepomuceno was born on July 8, 1948 to Leonardo and Paquita Nepomuceno. In 2014, Nepomuceno's then 16-year-old grandson Sean Gabriel was shot and injured in Marikina. In 2016, Nepomuceno suffered a stroke that left him debilitated for 2 years, but recovered following constant therapy. Nepomuceno died on July 26, 2023, 18 days after his 75th birthday at the Marikina Valley Medical Center in Marikina after suffering head injuries following a fall from his bed on July 24.